Alrighty. Whew. Good evening, friends. Completable Dev, I love you, man. Thank you for that prime. Thank you very much, man. It's very kind of you. How you guys doing? How is life? You're very intellectual, bro. Yeah, that's everybody calls me that pretty much. When people meet me in the street, they're like, "Wow, what an intellectual bro." But I thank you for the compliment, man. Just kidding. How are you guys doing? How is life? Amazing content on YouTube. Yeah, actually, if we take a look at that, right? Something has happened. I think these dramatizing videos are selling well, it seems. So you can actually see here, like this video, programming is hard. I don't know why this got so many views. Right, this is the best video we had so far. I don't know what's special about this video though, but it's literally called Programming is Hard. But as you can see, yeah, it's still also this one, how to lose credibility as a software engineer. This one did also well, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much, yeah. And then some of the new ones, somebody disliked this one. I don't know who that is, but this one I released, what was it, yesterday, right? I didn't Raphael, but I promised to do that. I promised to do that. But yeah, but anyway, so today we're gonna continue. Hopefully, gonna do some work, and then I need to plan my time with because you know, I know it's gonna be a lot of chatter, a lot of questions and stuff. So and give me 2 seconds. I just need to put my YouTube chat also on top of my OBS. All right, there we go. Just so with those people who are watching maybe on YouTube, if any, I can also read their messages. All right, cool. All right, so let's put some music on and then we start coding today. Let me know if the music is too loud or too low. So how is the music? Is it fine? Music is fine. Okay, cool. Great. All right, fellas. All right. So essentially, what we have been trying to do the last time was nice, Chris. Nice. So what we've been doing last time was the notification stuff by email, right? So and I have a feeling we should continue that. Also, some people are asking about projects feature. Raphael, I don't know if you made any progress, but you will need to make up your mind very quickly, because if you don't make some progress soon, I will need to start that feature myself. So if you're going to do some POC, some mockups or whatever, I suggest you do that sooner than later, because we'll need that very soon. All right. Okay, so we're going to start today with this, where we stopped last time. And let me actually make sure that my Lobe chat container is running so we can use. Okay, and let's start this session by talking to OpenAI a little bit. So let's start a new chat here. All right, I'm implementing email sending as part of my notification system with Fastify and Postgres, and I'm wondering what is the best way pattern to prevent users follow and then unfollow people continuously, and to prevent emails being spammed like that. The only idea I have right now is to create an extra table in Postgres where I can essentially keep some timestamp when the users did certain action last, and then maybe not send an additional notification if it happened already. Let's see. Let's start like this. So basically, if we open the draw.io, right, what we want to do. So right now we have our notification system working, right? So when some action happens, right? So for example, user follows somebody, right? The other user is obviously like gonna get a notification, right? So now we're implementing the email as well. So the email is sent in the meanwhile, right? So when this happens, we also want the email, but we need to prevent people to be able to spam things, right? So we can't just send an email every single time. What if somebody goes to, you know, programmer.network, I go to Borna, to the kernel, and I do this, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow, right? So now for every follow, he would get an additional email. So we need to prevent that, right? And by the way, let me, that's amazing, Raphael, that's very good. Let me just pin this. All right, cool. So let's see what LobeChat is gonna, OpenAI is gonna tell us. Preventing email spam and notification system is a common concern, and there are several strategies you can employ to mitigate this issue. Okay, let's learn together. Your idea of using timestamp to track user actions is a good starting point. Here are some additional patterns and techniques. Rate limiting, no. So we're definitely not going to go with rate limiting. So we're definitely not going to do that. Even though it is to some degree, right? Pretty much what we want. Debouncing. No, that's too common. Action logs and thresholds. Yeah, literally, this was my idea the last time we did this, right? So we had to create some table like this, right? Where we're gonna have the user ID, the action type. So this could be follow, for example, and when did they follow? But that's not sufficient, right? Because we need to prevent a user to follow the same user, right? So we have the user ID, which is, so we still should basically have an actor here. Cassie, my friend, good evening. So we should still have an actor, and we should have a target ID. So actor ID would be the user that does the notification type. So actor follows somebody else. Cranberry buddy, good evening again. Good to see you. So let's start with that table. So we could use we could do db docs, for example, and we could shoots them. Good evening again, buddy. Okay, so let's plan this actually here, right? So we need a new table. We're gonna call it user notification tracking or something like that. DMH, good evening. So we're gonna do something like this. I don't know what the name of the table is gonna be. Who cares, right? Let's not get carried away by these details, right? So let's call it for now user notifications, and we're gonna actually let's actually ask the robot. I want my table to have columns. So I actually dislike that. Let's have a table that has an actor ID, target ID, notification type and a timestamp. Give me some suggestions for a table name. Notification. Let's take a look at that. Notifications log. Yeah. Notifications log, no, that's misleading. Is it user notifications? User notification log, interaction notifications, user interactions, notification tracker. Okay, let's take notification events. No, notification tracker. So notification tracker sounds something like I could accept for now. So let's imagine we call it notification tracker. Let's create. Let's paste this stuff in here, right? So this is going to be notification tracker table, right? It's going to have an ID. Well, you generally name tables in Postgres or MySQL with underscores, right? Because of the nature of the SQL language, right? ID, actor, target, notification type. Yeah, okay, so this is reasonable to some degree, right? So let's go to notifications here. Let's go to the existing model. So we have the schema here, and we're going to create a new schema, right? So we have the notification schema. No, it's fine, man. Please keep on saying stuff. It's otherwise very boring. So we're going to call this notification tracker schema. And as we said, it's going to have an ID, right? And actually, I mean, it's going to implicitly have an ID anyway. And do we really actually need an ID of it? I mean, yeah, actually we do, because otherwise we would have to create a compound ID every time if we want to delete it or stuff. So for sure, right? So do I have like some existing models with an ID? Because I think it's an integer of some sort or whatever, right? Schema, no, these are the AJV schemas, router. Integer. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just take a look at my database here. Tables. Yeah, so for example, if we go to meetup model, it seems that yeah, exactly. So actually my ORM is already ensuring that each record or each table has a unique ID, right? So that is good, right? So we can omit this. Then we have an actor ID, which is gonna be an integer. We're gonna have target ID, which is gonna be the integer as well, and it cannot be false. What did we say then? It's gonna be actor ID. So yeah, this is implicit, so this is gonna be generated. Zach, thank you very much, man. I'm very happy to hear that. Some people are asking me now, since my YouTube is finally getting some tractions randomly because of yeah, it's just random. I will continue more of these React videos. I was supposed to record one yesterday, but I was really tired, so but I'll do more. I actually honestly recorded a video already yesterday, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I just didn't upload it. No, I don't know, shoots them. I think, you know what's the biggest problem with YouTube, man? The biggest problem with YouTube, I remember like, let me just find that channel. I remember, let me try to find that. Oh, actually, no, it's there. Wait a minute. So I remember, you know, I had a YouTube channel many years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? Let's find some of the old ones. I remember back then I could do the content that I actually like, that I want to make, right? And And it was kind of working out, right? Today, YouTube became essentially a huge pool of very competitive. So you can see I did some JavaScript videos 10 years ago, some C++ videos 11 years ago, some networking videos 11 years ago. And I literally, it was super random and it worked, right? Because it was like different. Today, you have to really follow these trends. And I don't want to do that, right? Polymer.js. And this is not even my oldest video. So back then, if I continued these series, I would have probably had, no, you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. I don't disagree with you at all. The main question is, does one want to do that, right? Because before you could do it passionately and you could record what you want. Today, it's, Yeah, I was doing AI a decade ago. Yeah, I was working for an AI startup before people knew what AI is. So this used to be I was part of this company, and this is the guy, the NASA guy that I told you that I worked with before. So I worked for a startup called Sophia, and the guy that I worked with was a NASA scientist for 25 years. He was the lead scientist at NASA in Washington. We met in Sweden, and let me show you. So this was the Sophia, and this is the guy. He's literally my he's my idol pretty much. Why am I mistyping the name of my friend? So this is Eduardo Sirigar. I helped him with his AI stuff. As you can see, he was working at NASA for all in total basically for around 20 years. And we met in Sweden, and I got absolutely impressed by him. He's a genius. So don't give me too much credit here. I was just a developer. He has actually built the AI called Sophia. And this AI that I was building influenced my life a lot. Because Sophia the app that we built was supposed to help you with reasoning skills, critical problem-solving skills, etc., etc. So Sophia was supposed to be a gym type of app for your brain. Like, how do I construct an argument? How do I compose a music composition? So it was the AI that was supposed to kind of not give you the raw knowledge, but it was an AI agent. Unfortunately, we didn't manage back then to get any funding, which is why he had to go back. Eduardo, he works as a professor at the University of Washington. He teaches now math and physics, and he's a researcher. But yeah, he's the smartest guy I met in my entire life, and guy that I admire the most. But anyway, this was our promotion of the app back then. As you can see, it was uploaded to my YouTube channel. But I'm very sad that this never turned out. I was really hoping for this to happen. What else is there here? I don't remember. I have so many of these channels across the years. Qt Creator plus SDL. I was living here, like, yeah, this is wild. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny. It's so funny finding these videos after so many years. Yeah, this is me just doing some networking with MikroTik. Yeah, but anyway, it was different. It was very different times. Yeah, now we got distracted. Yeah, definitely. What happened to the music? I mean, you have my LinkedIn. I am part of a very successful startup now, and every startup where I worked was successful. But it depends. What do you mean by that? Yeah. I was almost successful, but no. As a founder, unfortunately not. But again, I mean, yeah, from the perspective of money and stuff, no. From the perspective of learning, absolutely, man. Each one of my attempts to build a company was worth every single thing, right? And it was fun. I don't regret it. I mean, to be honest, when I was a lot younger, when I was maybe 20 years ago when I was, so 20 years ago I was 15, so maybe around 17 years ago I had the most amazing time of programming of my life. Because back then, you know, obviously I had no obligations in life towards anybody. I was single, you know, and you know, I would join these startups. We would rent a house for 3-4 months a year and just hack 20 hours a day. You know, these things were very fun. You had nothing on your mind. It was just coding and stuff. But of course, it was good from that perspective. You know, today I'm getting old, so it's very different. Okay, but I think we got a little bit distracted. Like, what the hell happened here with the music? Oh, give me 1 second. All right, sorry for that. Okay, let's get back to programming. Let me just go back here. Ah, shit. Interesting. Did I what is happening? Alexander. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's move back, right? So we have defined. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Actor, target ID, type, and timestamp. So this is kind of what we drew, right? So where's our drawing pad? Ah, they stopped the fire. Good to hear, man. Okay, so basically, let's just talk out loud, right? So think out loud, right? So essentially, why do we need this table? Well, we need this table so we can track when did the actor try to do notification of this type towards this target. So we can say, hey, only send a notification. So if user, so in simple words, if X has followed Y last 24 hours already, don't send the email, right? So that's essentially what we want to do. We want to prevent users to abusing the system by following, and the same goes for liking the article, whatever, right? So we need to safeguard ourselves, and literally it's not even just about spamming the users, which would be very bad, that a user opens an email and finds thousands of emails. It's also that you could literally increase the bill of the email service because you pay by every 1,000 emails or whatever, right? So that's why we also have to is this project open source? No, this project is not open source. There's some open source libraries that I wrote, and that. So you can go to Programmer Network here, organization, and you can find a bunch of open source stuff. But no, its project is not open source, and it's probably not going to be open source fully. Okay, so we have this table now, and let's just review it once more. So we have the actor. Programmer Network repo, I mean, yeah, I've learned to never say never, you know, if this project completely fails in a way of adoption in a year or two, then I will probably open source it, right? But there's still a long way to go before we realize that. You know, never say never, you know how they say. For now, Winsworth, for now. Again, I don't wanna say I don't wanna give definite answers ever, because circumstances change very quickly in life, and you can bite yourself in the ass by being absolute, right? Okay, cool. So in theory now, we should already have a new table created by our SQLize, right? And of course, yeah, exactly. So if we refresh our tables here, we should have a new table called notification something. Let's take a look at that. Or actually, we don't have it. So let's take a look at the API logs very quickly. Where's our API? Yeah, over here. And let me read the questions in a second. I just need to see. So we have notification. There's many ways you guys can contribute, right? So the biggest problem Windsward so far has been, and I don't know if you've been here when I was explaining this, there were several actually people so far that I accepted into the project, and they did very little to no work, right? The biggest problem with accepting people to contribute, at least in this setting right now, is that many people want to, for example, contribute, and then 3 days later they realize they want to do something else. But what happened prior to these 3 days is that I spent a lot of time onboarding them, setting stuff up, meeting them and stuff, and then they just disappear, right? So in simple words, a lot of people say that they want to contribute, and I don't doubt that you do. But I need someone I would like to find a co-founder. I would like to find someone that can put several hours a week into this gladly, not because of me, but because they align with the ideas. Like, shit, man, actually, I think this programmer network stuff could work, right? And that's very hard to find, right? It's very hard to find, and it's just actually, sorry. So that is just unfortunate, right? So this should be called notification tracker. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So we have notifications. Do I have any ideas for full stack project? No, I do not have any ideas for full stack project. If you don't have the ideas, you probably shouldn't build anything, because you will not finish it anyway. You need to find something in your life that you're passionate about, and then build something that you like. If you're asking other people for ideas, then you will not finish that, so don't even start. Don't waste your time. You need to ask, you must have some interest in your life. It's impossible that you have no interest, right? It can be video games, it can be porn, it can be whatever it is, right? So if you don't have any ideas, that means that very less likely, there's no chance that you're not passionate about something in life. I'm 100% sure you are. It can be video games, video cards, sports, gym, reading, writing, singing, instruments, right? Well, I mean, you don't need anything. You don't need the best of anything, Leo. You just need a person that's capable of controlling oneself and having continuity and discipline, right? I need the founder that's disciplined. I don't care about the founder's background or anything like that. I need a person that has a control of its life and that's capable of delivering what they promise, right? I don't expect somebody to wake up and think about programming network. I don't either, right? I do this 3-4 hours a week, right? Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Leo, right? You're absolutely right that would be ideal, but discipline can be achieved through many means. Being inspired is not, or ambition is not necessarily the only thing that can keep you inspired, right? Okay, so now we have this table, so that's also good, right? So what we want to do now, right? We want to make, so if we now go to our notification system, yeah, localhost, that is unfortunately. So finding a good CTO is very important, right? For example, I'm sure that if I don't make my own company, my next company is where I'm going to work, I'm going to aim to be a CTO. And I have learned so many things by now, these 17 years, that I think that I could deliver a very good product in a company as a CTO. CTO can destroy the company or make the company with 5 people do miracles, right? In my opinion, based on what you just described, your CTO has failed miserably. And probably your director of engineering, if you had one, also has failed miserably, right? Because a reasonable CTO would never allow that madness to happen, right? The real CTO would focus on the outcome and the value and the user, etc., etc. So it would never allow such terrible mistakes to be made, right? But that's unfortunately how it is, you know. Some people are still immature when it comes to this job. Okay, so we have this, and if we go to notifications and then we go to the controller, right, somewhere. So we have toggle read get notifications, toggle read. No, not really. So if we get over here, right. Yeah, exactly, right. So, so there are 2 things we need to do here, right? So because we have this new table now, we have to do 2 things. First thing, before we create a notification, before we notify, right, we need to do 2 things. One, check if notification already exists. Right, so essentially this new table is going to ensure of that, right? So what we can do, we can say pretty much, I guess this is called notification tracker. That's how we call it, yeah. So now we have notification. Shit. Give me 1 second. Okay. And this is actually very good, right? Because we do want to find a notification as such, right? So we want to find a notification where the actor ID. So we have the metadata, blah, blah, blah. So here we're going to say where type is whatever. That's correct. We have a type. We have the target ID. That's correct. Yes. And then we have the actor ID. And I believe this is coming from metadata. Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. So here we're gonna say const is notified or whatever. So is already notified or is notified, right? And then if it's notified, right, we just want to return, right? Pretty much. So that is the safeguard. So we search for the type of the notification. So did the user follow? Did actor ID follow the user, the target, right? So that is the trick. If yes, then return. So essentially, this is gonna be correct, for example, as long as the other user doesn't. But yeah, shit, this could get more complicated, right? But doesn't matter. Like, let's not get there. Let's not go crazy, right? Okay, so this is good, right? So if it already exists, do that, return. Otherwise, create, right? And then we should do this transactionally, right? So this is defined, so we don't need to do that. That's fine. But this we need to do transactionally, right? So let's give this guy, let's add missing and necessary sequelize.js transactions, just so we save a little bit of time. All right, let's see what this guy did. Yeah, so we create a transaction, right? That's kind of correct, I think. And then we roll back, I guess, in a try catch, in a catch, yeah, right? Yeah, transactional rollback. Okay, cool. So let's grab this, and then we're gonna fine tune it, of course, more. Okay, cool. So let's so we start a transaction. So sequelize is not on the app, right? So let's see. I think sequelize is passed differently. Give me 1 second. I don't remember. JS Maniac, my friend. Good evening. I don't remember how I did this. Yeah, actually, it is part of the app object. I mean, we need to rewrite this project in TypeScript. It's going to be a lot easier to. So it is this .app.sequelize.transaction. So that's good, right? Okay. So we create a transaction. We pass the transaction here, and even though do we really need it in defined, we commit the transaction. If notification already exists, we return. That's great. We pass the transaction to create, also correct. We pass it here. We commit the transaction. We try to send the email. And then if it fails, obviously, we're gonna roll back the transaction. So that's correct, yeah. Vilad on YouTube, good evening, buddy. Okay, so that's good, right? So we need to, so we have we get the cache, we get the mappings, 500 bits. I have no idea what that means, but thank you, whatever it is. Let me just, okay, so we have this notify by email now, right? Which we're gonna, did someone say TypeScript? Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at that, right? So let's see if this logic works. So screw the email sending. So we need to basically check if this is notified is working, right? So if it's, so let's say here console.log, already notified, right? Console.log, not notified, right? Notifying. Okay. Cool, right? So in theory, that should be fine. We're gonna take a look at our Docker container logs here, and we're gonna go and we're gonna essentially, yeah, and actually we're missing one super important detail, right? Shit. We forgot about that, right? We forgot about that. So when we create the notification, it's going to have a created at date, right? So it's not sufficient to just check for the presence of these things, right? If they exist, because okay, so bear with me, right? Let me just tell you why, right? So let's imagine that that X follows Y now, right? And so let's just imagine that. And then X unfollows Y at one point. Right? But because we're not checking the timestamp here at all, this record that we're going to create, this like, hey, X is following Y, is going to exist forever, right? So no matter what, even if this guy unfollows Y and then follows back again at one point, nothing's going to happen, right? So we do need the timestamp here. So when we ask this question is notified, we really need to ask it differently, right? We need to say tracked notification or whatever dot created at what would this be? This would be this is 1000 milliseconds. So this is 60, this is 1 minute, right? Okay, I need to, we are designing the system, so it's fine. We need to focus here. So let's imagine here that we want to say, hey, you cannot, yeah, but so what would be the arbitrary time that we want to use for this notification system, right? All right. All right, let's try that. I've been a Cisco engineer in 2008. I've been programming Cisco devices. I was writing C. I was a C++ developer as well. So I don't think that about that way. I never had a thought, or at least my concept, my perception doesn't form such questions. I do the work that life brings to me, right? If you get what I mean. So I never thought about IT industry that way. I didn't choose to be this type of developer or that. I use whatever I need to do to I always choose whatever is the best thing on the market, right? If suddenly C++ developers would be heavily needed, I would go and do that, right? This is just a job. It's not a video game. So if one day I need to write, HTML only to have a great job, I'll only write HTML. I switched from computer networks and Cisco and stuff because there were multiple reasons, but main reason is that career as a network administrator is very static. It's very hard to progress. And the salaries are not great. So I when I switched to web development, maybe I don't know when was it, maybe 12 to 15 years ago. It was mostly because I anticipated, I knew that, I made an assumption that the browser is going to be the future of the computers. And fortunately, I was right. Because it is, right? How many devices run the browser? $5 billion. Was it 5 billion? I don't know, but it was some. You're not alone. I mean, that's why I record these videos, right? That's why I'm pushing all of these videos on YouTube, of course, for my self-interest. Of course, I would lie if I'm saying that I'm some sort of messiah, that I want to help the world and save humanity. Of course not. But that's what my YouTube and this like I speak about that a lot, right? Because people are brainwashed a lot, especially younger generation. It's you know, a lot of these influencers, and you know, it's terrible. I mean, it has always been. I mean, for these past 2 decades, I would lie to say if that all of us weren't influenced to some degree, a little bit. But today it's pretty radical. I mean, it's so much crap. It's unbelievable. Yeah. So I do whatever gives me a great job and great career, right? I don't give a shit about which language it is and which domain of the computer system it is. If I had to write drivers, I would sit for a couple of months, learn the ecosystem, learn the theory behind it, and I would write drivers, right? So whatever, it's just, you know, I have a wife, kid, life, responsibility, you know. I cannot wake up and think about, oh, this programming language is so bad. Oh my God. This programming language is so bad. Oh my God, how can you write JavaScript? Oh no. Okay, interesting. How can I write JavaScript? Wait, oh, okay, so now we have a notification. Okay, so you can see we have the notification tracker now, so we have the record updated. So if I unfollow this guy, right? And if I follow again, we should, if we wrote the logic properly, already notified, right? So we should have no other record in here, right? Because, yeah. The thing is, I mean, so this Vim guy, I never know how to pronounce that guy. I did saw some of his videos long ago on YouTube. That guy is a very smart guy, and I think he's also a very good guy. And where that guy has won is he has found an audience that fits his personality, right? I mean, I have maybe watched 2 or 3 of his videos in totality ever, and the way that he speaks, the way that he expresses himself, he screams, he's, you know, he just found the niche, right? He's super smart, right? So he knows that he's on Twitch. He knows that, like, let me show you one thing. Let me show you one thing just so you understand. Look at this now. Give me a second. Just so you understand what I'm talking about. Let me show you what he knows better than all of us, right? If I go to analytics, right? And then if I go to audience, right? If I scroll down, you see the demographics of people who are watching YouTube. And this is actually quite surprising. Usually these numbers, Twitch is way worse. Twitch is probably 13 to 17, 18 to 24, right? So I'm sure that he knows this thing, right? And he caters his content towards these people, right? These children, right? If I may, or teenagers. So it's just he won, right? He found his niche. It's the same with this other guy on Twitch who streams video games, the guy who works at Blizzard. Super smart guy. Super smart guy. He's charismatic, amazing. But he also, you know, when you go and read the chat, it's just it's chaotic. So it's not a judgment, it's admiration, because finding your target group and doing something to hook them on is amazing. I mean, you have 2,000 people watching him yell, basically, right? Scream, and then write some code and then screams again, right? And that's amazing, right? I mean, achieving that type of trolling is a level that's unimaginable, right? It's unimaginable level of trolling, right? Okay, so in theory, if we leave this like this, you could say you could... Yeah, I mean, it is 100%. I'm dead serious. No, I mean, somebody mentioned that guy, yes, the Primogen. But it's not just him, right? There's a lot of content creators. They cater to a specific group, right? They cater, and that's how they found their niche. And more power to them, you know. I mean, they did a great job of capturing a group of people who like that sort of stuff, right? And that's just how it is, man. That's business. It's nothing but business. Okay, wait, give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so JS Maniac again. I mean, this is for me fundamental thing in life is that everything's business. Look, let's just switch maybe just the full camera for a second. So I think when you start growing professionally, the most is when you realize that you as a person, you're a product. So if we speak about work and business and whatever, you have to realize that every single one of us is a product. We are walking products, right? So by our everyday actions with other people, our behavior, our passive or implicit or explicit behavior, we either downgrade our price or increase it, right? So he as a product, this guy that is in mention here, he has found a group of users and demographics that he can sell himself to, right? And he's gonna cater that, and he's gonna adjust it as the wind blows, as they say, because it's his job, it's his work, right? So it's not that any of us here, myself included, are here just naturally, fully, and we're just natural and kind and we wish the best for the world. We don't, right? Every single one of us has something to gain out of this, right? Like, I'm not doing this because I'm good, because I care about you guys. Oh, I just want to give you my heart. That would be a complete lie, right? So every single one of us here has some interest to gain. Of course, it's mutual. You're here maybe because you might learn something, you might have some fun. And so is this guy, right? He does, he's a product of such, and he has a lot of customers, way more customers than I do, right? Because I don't type on a keyboard that's made of 4 pieces, and I don't write some gibberish, right? I'm building actual stuff. And people don't want to watch that, right? People want to watch entertainment. Again, this is entertainment platform. It's not education platform. So people come here to get entertained, not to necessarily gain something valuable, right? You just go there and you talk shit, you type emojis, you scream, you yell and stuff, and that's fine, right? That's why I always said this platform for me is not the right platform for what I want to do. This is a huge failure, right? Because that's why he has 2,000 people watching, and I don't actually know. I don't have a viewership count. Let me open the Twitch app on my app. I don't even know how many people are watching, but I don't think it's more than 20 or 30 right now. Probably not. Wait, 48 people. Okay, well that's great. But you get my point. So we are all just products, and some of us do better than others. Actor. I mean, I don't even know. Like, I genuinely don't give a shit how many people are watching, because there's no value in that. Okay, so going back to this, right? So if we leave this as such, so let's imagine we track the notification. We say, hey, you already did that type of action last 24 hours, so we skip this. So we return, actually. And if you didn't, okay. Yeah, exactly. So I think over here essentially we have to compose this question a little bit better, right? So we need so we're gonna nest the if statement just very quickly. So we're gonna say if this actually exists, right? So if the notification is there, and then we want to do an if statement, right? So if it's greater than this, we can do if else, we can do a return early. So it doesn't matter. So if it's this, blah, 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 otherwise, we want to update it. Exactly, right? So track notification update created at, and then we set the new created at, right? Hopefully the created at is not immutable or something like that, because the system itself, yeah, this is a little bit weird. The system itself is supposed to, yeah, yeah, shit. The thing is, JS Maniac, the content that's dramatic sells, right? The content that sells is dramatic, right? The content that sells is hateful. This is nothing new, man. This is think about it a little bit more logically. This is not unique to the tech industry, right? This is not unique to us. Look at the TV. Turn on your TV. Look at what they're selling on the news. Open the news magazines, right? This is basically what people are consuming, right? So the market is producing what the people are producing what market is demanding, right? And it's just what people, right? Exactly, right? So that's why if you go to my YouTube channel, right, I speak completely contrary. What did I tell you guys a million times? Don't be a complainer. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. Be proactive. Instead of complaining, suggest solutions. Instead of saying how something is bad, say how you can make it better, or say nothing at all, right? Etc. 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 So this is a type of a mentality that you have to build, and you're gonna, not because of others, not because somebody's gonna hire you, it's because you want to be a happy person. You don't want to be this grumpy, annoying little piece of shit who's just complaining all the time, just complaining, but without action, right? You're just saying stuff. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh, this guy sucks. It's like, dude, do something, man. You know, do something proactive. Make something better. Don't complain, man. It's pointless, right? It's like, what is the value of your words? You're wasting calories. By speaking, you're wasting calories because you produce no value at all. Everybody can complain, right? That is so easy. It's effortless. ChatGPT sucks, whatever, right? So it's just ridiculous, right? And you want to run away from these people as far as you can. So surround yourself with people who are positive, who want to build things, who want to do something good, right? Who at least want to try without complaining. And I'm sure that all of us would do way better, right? And good evening, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming. I just need to, and I'm going to just reduce this to, like, so maybe to 20 seconds. No, so to 10 seconds. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to follow. I'm going to unfollow. And I'm going to wait now around 10 seconds. And I'm going to follow again. Yeah, man, but my reasons of streaming are luckily different, right? I have a full-time job that I love. I don't depend on this content. 0.000. This content, as you know, produces no materialistic gain for me in any way. It's in fact quite the contrary. So this gives me ability to just come here and say whatever I believe is right, versus needing to comply with things for the sake of, right? So I don't blame these guys, right? If you're not gonna cut the branch on which you're sitting, right? You're not gonna cut your own, that's just how it is. That if you do this full time, it puts you in a very dishonest position, because if you want to be honest, it means shitting on your own work, right? Absolutely, man. Of course, dude. Of course. I mean, look at the people that I feel the worst about are these people who stream video games. I mean, their lives are, we might envy them, or we might think, oh, wow, these guys are having a blast. But I mean, some of these guys are playing the shittiest games time to time, right? Just because these games are trending and they need to put bread on their table, right? It's quite a sad thing, to be very honest with you, because yeah, I don't know. Let's just leave it. That looks. Do you think using way too many SVGs is a good practice? I mean, I don't think it really has much to do with the practice or not. Sometimes, if you have to have these SVGs, there's no workaround around it, right? You get what I mean? So sometimes if you need the SVGs, you need them. You cannot escape that. Dude, man, what am I doing, dude? So this is 1 minute, right? This would be 60 seconds, right? So let's make it, 15 seconds. Of course I have a full-time job, of course, man. Of course I do. I mean, I do this type of stuff, this stream stuff and stuff, maybe 5-6 hours a week, just for fun. I would not be able to survive if I didn't have a job, man. Okay, so let's see now. So if we take a look at the database actually here, so we have this thing, so we have the notification, we have the notification tracker. As we can see here, created at is set to 21.3. Okay, so now it should essentially be saying updating, right? Because these 10-15 seconds, so updating, cool, man. What if we do this now again? Yeah, that's not good, man. What the fuck is happening, dude? Okay, well, let's leave this like this for now, right? I need to figure that one out. Okay, so that's fine. So if so, this feels fine. So we can leave that as like that, right? If there's notification, yeah. So that's almost fine, right? So now what we want to finalize that we started last stream. So how keep your own job streams after work? I feel like I have to sleep after work. I mean that is a very hard question, right? We are all different, right? There's no right way what to do after work. What I'm doing here is by no means a suggested thing to do or not suggested, right? If you go to work and you want to do after work whatever you want, you should do exactly whatever you want. Do you want to go fishing? Do you want to programming? Do you want to have a wife and kid or whatever your thing is? That you should do, right? I don't think that you should be impressed because I'm coding after work, right? I, in fact, very much gladly suggest people not to code after work. There's way more to life than coding, right? I mean, I don't do that. I mean, I only stream sometimes, right? I spend time with my kid, with my wife in the gym. I watch a movie, I play saxophone, I play guitar, right? So certainly I would not just sit and write code. I mean, okay, if you're very early in your career, you know, you might want to do that for yourself if you want, but it's not something to... Smadi, my friend, good evening. I don't think you do want to, but listen, this is the biggest, listen, the biggest lie, please listen to this advice, it's gonna serve you in life. The biggest lie that people tell to themselves is that they want to do something and they are not doing it. If you wanted truly to do something, you would do it. And it's literally as simple as it is. So you cannot tell me that you want to code your stuff, but you don't because you fall asleep. That is complete contradiction to what you said. If you want to do something, you will do it. No matter if you're tired, unless you're constrained by time, by circumstances, of course. So you think that you want to do it, but actually you don't want to do it. And that is perfectly fine. You shouldn't even do it. But having this constant thought, deceiving yourself how you want to do it, but you're not doing it, you're literally consciously not doing it. You're not constrained by time, you're not constrained by anything. You literally said, when I come from work, I fall asleep. So that means that your motivation to do it, because what is motivation, right? People don't know the meaning of word motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the feeling that makes you overcome things when you're not motivated. So motivation is a thing that makes you do the thing you don't want to do at that time. So it's not a constant, continuous feeling that's always there, right? So that's why saying, oh, I want to, and please, I'm not referring to you. Many people in this stream have asked me. I even have a video on YouTube about side projects. People claim that they want to do it, but they don't want to do it. So don't make this thing more complicated than it is. If you wanted to do it, you would 100% do it, no matter what. So you don't have a desire to do it. Perfectly fine. Just don't deceive yourself. Don't say that you want to do it, because if you wanted, you would do it. That's so simple. I keep hearing this argument, especially from programmers all the time. Oh, I would like to do this. Well, do it. I mean, do it, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Because you asked me, how do I How do I do this myself after a kid, a wife, a job? I want to fucking do it. That's it. And I do it. I sit and I do it. It's so simple. There's no excuses. There's no, oh, I'm tired like fuck as well, right? I'm tired as well, but I do it because I want to do it. That's the difference, right? You're going to be tired your whole life. That's just how it is. That's just how it is, man. It's like I literally advise people not to code after work. So this is not a judgment. It's rather a little bit of clarity to what people say. People are lying to themselves. It's like, oh, I want to do it. If you did want to do it, you would simply do it. That's it. That's literally it. It's not more complicated than that. Oh, I want to learn programming. If you wanted to learn programming, you would learn it. And you didn't learn it because you didn't want to. Wusach. Good evening, buddy. Okay, so now we got into a point of. Yeah, Satriani is my hero, man. I met him. Joe Satriani is the reason why I play guitar most of my life. He's my absolute idol. Localhost, I think you would have way better success than I do. I think there's a lot of space for social networks. I have chosen to build the less likely to succeed one because nerds are the most antisocial beings on this planet. Not always, but Chicken Foot was amazing, man. Chicken Foot was amazing. Give me 1 second. Let me show you one thing. Let me show you one thing. What's up? Me, Joe Satriani, my wife. This is in 2018 in Budapest. Here's the legend. I was in backstage back then. Look at me, man. I'm talking to him. I'm asking him questions. I'm crying inside. Look at my face when he's talking to me. Man, this is one of the happiest days of my life. I mean, you meet your absolute idol. And this is the backstage. Here's Joe behind me. This was an amazing concert, man. And this is, let me show you. So this is the sound, this is the audio guy from Joe. So this is the audio guy from Joe. These are his guitars. I have this one. I have many guitars here, many of you know. But give me a second. Here it is. The white one, right here. Yeah. Give me 1 second. And yeah, this is basically in the backstage. So it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. I go to festivals a lot, and you know, I was almost professional musician at one point in my life. But this is a couple of days ago. So this is a couple of days ago in Copenhagen, here in Denmark. We listened to this was Slayer, basically. So this is Tool a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago, I was on a festival here in Copenhagen for 4 days. Yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. You just triggered me. you knew about Joe Satriani, so I had to nerd out on that. Yeah, I was on a festival for 4 days, man. I got so tired. I got super tired, man. But it was an amazing. We listened to so many great bands. It was insane. Exactly. All right, so now we have this crap here. And yeah, so we got to a point of this, right? I don't like this. Let's just call this a proof of concept. So we're gonna then improve this code. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with it fundamentally. It's just I care. Okay, so if I just do this once more. And actually, do I have my YouTube channel? You guys, if you like my philosophy or all this bullshit that I'm talking, then I think you're gonna find a lot of interesting stuff on my YouTube channel. It's very random, and I just speak things out of my experience. It's no cuts, it's no video editing or any bullshit like that. So if you like that sort of stuff, I think you're gonna find some videos which I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. But it's very different from what you're used to. Okay, great. Okay, now we can actually kind of finalize this, right? Or at least make the first proof of concept, test it locally, and then work backwards to prettify the code and shit like that. That's easy. Always make it work, then make it amazing. Otherwise, you'll never finish anything. So what we need to do here, right, because we don't have this cached in Redis, and it would have been better if we had. So I'm going to do these optimizations later, right, because if we take a look at our Redis store, we'll notice that the hash tables we're making in Redis are essentially just an ID of a user, for example, to the username. But this could have been more efficient if this hash, if this object, this hash was like a user ID to maybe a username and an email. This way we would, because right now we have to do a query to a database to get the user email. So we're going to do it a little bit inefficient, and then we're going to do it efficient, right? Even though this is so irrelevant, there's absolutely no, we have so very few users that thinking about performance now is literally intellectually insulting. So we shouldn't even do that. But anyway. Yeah, I don't like the I don't like the Oh, Mirza, good evening, man. I'm sorry, dude. I did read your comment, but I was outside just doing my 9 kilometers walk. Let me get back to you. Just give me 2 seconds. Let me just give me 2 seconds here, just because I'm getting I'm kind of just bear with me, please. Yeah, I just need to. Okay, so this I hate, needing to pass the whole app reference. This I hate. So I already see that I pretty much hate this, which is fine, which is okay. That's good. That is actually fine. That is fine. Okay. But it doesn't really matter. These are such details, right? That who cares, right? Okay, so that's good, right? Now over here we want to say const user is exactly right. So you can see that Copilot is kind of smart enough. So we're going to say await exactly. Is this how my table is called? Yeah, it is. Okay, so find one where username, notification, target ID. Actually, that's correct. Yes. Snail, my friend. Good evening. Yeah, actually, I was streaming today when we did that. So Leo, I was streaming for that whole hour. So you can see here 9.72 kilometers. I don't know if you can see it. So during the stream today, when I was walking, we did 12,700 steps. So 9.7. Yeah, so in 1 hour, basically, we walked 9.72 2 kilometers. I lost almost 2,000 calories. That's crazy. Okay. LobeChat is just a client for OpenAI, or for not just OpenAI, for LLMs. So I'm not paying for ChatGPT. I'm paying, or my company is paying, the OpenAI account, right? So instead of paying $25 a month, I'm paying for the OpenAI key, and then I can use whatever I use. You can see that this month I've spent $4. So it's very hard to spend $25 on OpenAI unless you're really using it every day a lot. And I work as a tech lead, so for the most part at work I don't code. I'm in the meetings or helping colleagues, so I don't use it that much anymore. The thing is, JS Maniac, when you're mentioning Linus, right? Linus, we cannot compare ourselves to these personas, right? These people are very. There's nothing different actually with these people. I mean, they're just people like us, but they have accomplished certain things that puts them in a position where they can act as such and even be cute for the rest of us. But if an average person today would behave in that way, that person would be homeless, right? So fundamentally, he can show a middle finger, whatever, and I agree with him 100%. But there's a reason why he can do that, because he's one of most influential people in the nerd industry, if you may, right? Once you have the power, man, once you have the power as a country, as a person, rules don't apply to you as they apply to others. That's simply how it is. If you're US, if you're Russia, if you're United Kingdom, if you're China, you can bomb whoever fuck you want with no consequences, right? If you are Elon Musk, whatever, that's just how it is. Power has always determined rules for the mighty, right? It's not a personal. It's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, look. I don't even want to get into it. You can factually understand this in 2 seconds. Just go to Google, right? You get what I mean. So exactly. So don't trigger me, bastards. Yeah, my brain, man, is working too fast. Too many thoughts. Shut the fuck up, assholes. Type. All right, cool. So this is almost good. Shit. Crap. Okay. Okay, so now, right, so and that's what I'm trying to prevent to do here. So here now we can, under quotes, decorate this as much as we want, because now we're passing these dynamic template data to SendGrid, right? We can really pass whatever we want. So for example, it now all boils down to what do we actually want in our email. So for example, if we go to the most amazing tool on the planet, Draw.io, right? What do we want, right? So we want to say, they're going to say, you've got a notification. That's going to be the subject, right? We know that, kinda, right? You've got the notification. All right. Subheader is going to be, Alec, JS Maniac has followed you. And then, for example, we can have some graphic or whatever here, I don't know, some gibberish, or we can have a link to JS Maniac's profile, like follow JS Maniac back, right? But in order to do this, right, we need to kind of inject JS Maniac's username, whatever, or even the full URL, right? So here we could say, link to actor. And actually this is correct, right? So now this link to actor would be a full URL, right, to the actual network, right? So now in our so this should we, yeah, exactly right. So if we, give me a second, let me just open up the authenticator. So if I open the authenticator, authenticator, which one? I have so many. Ah, shit, it's not this one. All right, cool. That should be correct. So if we go to dynamic templates, right? You cannot change the username in Programmer Network. No, it's a unique constraint. So once you choose it, you can't do much. I can change it as an admin, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. But once I implement the update of username, then I'm going to propagate that across features, right? The thing is, right, the thing is, these are quality of life changes. They're not useless. I agree that it's nice. But when you're in my circumstance, when you have 5 hours to do this project a week, you need to find things that you focus on. It seems easy to say, yeah, just allow username change, and it is to some degree, but then that affects a lot of other things, right? So right now I don't want to, we have 1,500 users who signed up in Programmer Network, and 4 of them log in every month, right? So let's not deceive ourselves. So I think we can interpolate stuff like this. I don't remember how I did this, to be very frank with you. Let's take a look at some other template. I don't remember. I think this is how it's almost like a handlebars, right? And thank you everybody for your follows. That's very cool. That's very kind of you. Yeah, exactly. It is, man. Power is everything. Yeah. Oh no, not this one. Shit. Confirm your email. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, and then here I think we inject the token, right? Yeah. All right, cool. So I just needed to validate that. I'm actually gonna just do it like this because I'm a freak. Lucas, my pleasure, man. Thank you for being here, dude. I appreciate that very much. So let's not worry too much about the design stuff. That is absolutely relevant. Zale, my friend, good evening. What did you ask, Zayla? I'm sorry, man. There's often so many of these questions. It's impossible to keep track. All right, let's just lose super dumb stuff. Raphael, that would be amazing, man. I'm counting on you, man. I'm counting on you. And again, I gave you that project for a reason, because being an engineer is not just getting a task on your board and say, execute this, right? The hardest task for you is, in fact, to figure out an awesome UI and UX, especially the UX for that feature, right? So that's why it's kind of hard. All right. Okay, so now the question is, if we try this locally, let me just share my beautiful face here for a second. I need to make sure that my environmental variables for these Docker images are actually, I need to use the production one locally so we can send the email locally using SendGrid, right? So give me 2 seconds. I need to be sure of that because I don't actually remember. But you know, you can enjoy the view by looking at my very positive and very beautiful face. Okay, so yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just need the SendGrid key so we can actually send email locally. Okay, that's correct. That is good. That is good. That's all good. Alles gut. Alles gut. Alles gut. So Smatty, there's the experience, right? But that's what I want to hear, man. I want to hear these suggestions. You could add your experience here, right? So that's probably not what you want. But if that's the feature that you would appreciate, I'm super happy to create that feature, man. I mean, I would like to hear people ask these questions. It's quite awesome. We can build that. There's a wasn't there a website? I see. Didn't I add a website option under profile? So here you can choose. Oh shit, man! I removed that. It seems. Yeah. Let's actually add that immediately just for you. Give me 1 second. Where is our frontend project? Crap, man. Why did I remove that? We had that 100%. Oh, actually, no, there is a website. Sorry. No, you can see I've added mine already. So you should have an option here that's called website. What the fuck? I see. I've removed. Okay, let me add it back. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Let's do that very quickly. Why I'm saying very quickly? Well, because I happen to remember that that's a JSON-B type of a field in a table, right? So it basically so you can see that there is in fact a website. That's so weird, man. That is so weird, dude. Ooh. Wrong port. There we go. Okay, let me push this to production. What's up? Wait, I don't remember what you're saying. Wait. What do you mean, where? I think the helper. Which helper? Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. Why is this? Ah, I see. Okay. Sure. Yeah, sorry. You're absolutely right. Sure. Let's fix that. Thank you. Actually, I completely missed that. I forgot that I had that. Let's... The fuck is happening, man? What? What the hell is this, man? Oh. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. So weird. Dude, wait a minute. Oh, shit, man. Oh, crap. I'm sorry. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. No, I shouldn't have done that. This is coming from my external library, right? Not from... Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. I'm a fucking idiot. It's fine. It's okay. This is... Yeah, this is coming from Yale. This is coming from the stuff that I open sourced, right? Yeah, that's what I messed up. Shit. Shouldn't have removed that crap. But it's okay. Okay, anyway. So this is... Yeah. Add social platform. So we would need to update our Yale, right? That's why I couldn't find it exactly, man. Jesus Christ. Wait, add platform something, right? Yeah, exactly. Add social platform. This one. Okay, let's fix that. So Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna extend this prop with this thing. Ah, shit, sorry, my bad, my bad. We already have the, yeah. Okay, let's just go very quickly to our storybook over here so we can test this crap. Let's run the storybook. Did I write tests for this component? No, we didn't test this one. Yeah, I guess it's too simple for that. Okay. Add social platform without username hint. Okay, so that's not sufficient. We actually don't want to show this thing at all. Okay, so let's fix that. Yeah, this component now becomes a little bit, yeah. So maybe we don't even need a label here. No, but the thing is, right, this is my core library, right? So this is not about this. So this is the whole library I built for Programmer Network, right? So I need to, this is not about solving this specific edge case. We can do this, we could have done that 2 minutes ago, right? This is about now choosing the proper prop for this so I can reuse this properly. So we need to, so essentially what we need to do here is, we know that the label itself, so we know that this input basically itself should be a prop. The data, the name of this, the label and stuff could technically be a custom. So in simple words, what we could do here, we could say value prop or Wasak, thank you very much, buddy. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, okay? In case you're here. Exactly. So value prop, right, is like this, or value props. JS Maniac, man, thank you very much for being here the whole time, dude. I appreciate it. And I wish you a good night. And now here, basically, what we can do, we can say the label, the name. Let's see, we need to design this, right? No, we could make that relatively easy. Exactly. So here, so let's call this with value props, right? Then here we can say value props, and I hate when this guy just fail. Okay, so if we omit this and we call this cool story, and we go to our storybook here, where's our component? Was it platform something, right? Yeah. So now we have that one, and this one has story, and it has no hint, right? So that is pretty much what we want. So now essentially we can control this a little bit more based on the context, right? And then it kind of makes this thing a little bit shitty, right? So let's make this simply a string, right? So essentially, yeah. So essentially, let's not do React Node. So what we're gonna do? So this is just me was nerding out, but it's not necessary. Let's keep this component a little bit simpler. So what we can do essentially, we can really try it like this. And actually, we're not gonna have any default at all. So hint is gonna be an empty string. It's default basically. And then we're gonna actually go here. Its hint is gonna be a string optionally or an undefined, right? And then over here we can say that hint, oops, no. So value props. Right, something like that. It's complaining now because and we're gonna see now again. Yeah, right. So that is better. Okay, so and lastly, right? Lastly, to improve this furthermore. No, yeah, exactly. Do not include the where. Yeah, it was a bad copy paste, I guess. Okay, so that's good, but I dislike this stuff, right? Because the prop name itself is very misleading. So. But actually, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's okay, right? I think that's acceptable. Yeah, okay. That's acceptable for now. So let's push this to npm. I need to deploy this, right, as a new version, which also means I need to create a new tag. So right now you can't deploy yourself, but like usually, yeah, like you can't deploy. Like I didn't automate the versioning thing, right? But even though there is a CI, you're gonna see in a moment. Okay, let's say here extend add social platform with more extensive props, something like that, right? Then we need to create a new tag, 189, right? So we're gonna push this to 189, right? So if we go now to Yale, and we go to our CI over here, we can see that we did push a new tag, which is good. We also pushed to master. We can see here under releases, the last release was 188, and this is what we've done, right? So if everything passes well, all the CI and stuff here, then that's good, and then we can update it in the front end as well. And thank you everybody for subscribing, also on YouTube. I'm actually happy that finally some action is happening on YouTube as well. So that's very nice. Alrighty, let's take a look at our CI. If this is gonna, yeah, I mean, it should be fine, I guess. Linting should pass, and then let's prepare the front-end project here. How many? Yeah, okay, let's go to the app. No, let's go to package.json. Let's find Yale Programmer Network dependency. Yeah, we're gonna bump this one minor version. And then let me just lift my desk a little bit. I've been sitting now for what, 1 hour, 2 hours. Alrighty, so let's wait for this fella. Give me 1 second here. Alrighty. I'm 245. 245 width, 1 in height. Animash on YouTube. Good evening, buddy. All right, let's just for 1 minute. Any questions before, just while we're waiting for this to deploy? Let me stretch a little bit. All right. Publish storybook. No good, Nick. Good evening, buddy. Thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate it. And good to see you again, as always. Oh, Mirza, exactly. So Mirza, yeah, sorry. Let's actually, yeah. So let's just answer the question. Mirza had a question about. Let me just copy the question. Any idea on how to learn subject where tutorials are almost non-existent, single PDF where testing out is almost possible? Yeah, but I think your question was more eloquent on the YouTube thing. Where did you ask it? Yeah, I think you asked it here. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at it. My pleasure, Smarty, of course, though. Thank you for reporting. I mean, okay, so Mirza, at least based on what I can see here, it doesn't seem to be just one PDF. So they have an SDK guide, so this is what I would do personally. So there's a huge SDK guide, it seems, that they have. Welcome to Adobe After Effects SDK guide, right? So this is obviously where you would start, right? You don't need to have a tutorial for everything, right? I mean, tutorial is just somebody went through this and then wrote down certain details, right? So this is what I would probably start. But it seems to me that when I searched for it, how to build an After Effects plugin, how to create an After Effects plugin, how to build an After Effects plugin. So I don't know if this is all the same video or whatever. Then there's this thing, After Effects plugins 101, what you need to know. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean the thing is, right, like so I think I'm with you, right, that the thing is, this is just normal thing when it comes to things which are not very mainstream, right? I mean, I would assume that it's very rare that people write plugins for this, even though it sounds amazing because you could also make a lot of money on this exactly for that reason. But this is where I would start, like before I even go into any videos. Actually, no, to be honest, I would probably first try to find a video just to give me some overview or just to give me some basic high level idea. But then I would basically read through all of this. So this is a very good suggestion. After experimenting with the samples, which I presume they provide, find the one that does something like what you want to do, right? So this is a very good advice. This is a very interesting advice. Start high level, bottom down approach. Find something that works and then try fiddling with it. Change this to something else. See what happens. Blah blah. For effects, use the skeleton template project, right? So I would then probably search for the skeleton template project somewhere. Yeah, so this is Mirza. This is what I would do. This is what I would do personally. It seems okay. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. That's at least what I would do, right? I hate Adobe. I mean, I have to say, Adobe is actually the only company on earth that I deeply despise. Like, I literally hate that company. Like, I've never had a feeling of hate towards anyone or anything other than Adobe. It's a fucking disgusting company that I don't want to even talk about, man. The most terrible monetizing policy they have, man. I remember like last time I was paying for Adobe Suite, you can't cancel it, man. So if you want to cancel it, you have to pay like 6 months in upfront. I don't even want to get into that, man. It's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, man. Even the free tools that they made online, like PNG to SVG and stuff like that, every single thing they made you so you have to sign up. Oracle and Adobe are two companies that I don't want to even use their name. I'm so disappointed in their practices towards developers. It's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Okay. Okay, so now we can fix this, I think, I hope. Oh my fucking god. I did get some tan, yeah. I was going to Solarium, you know, with all of the other chicks, and I just got a bit of tan. It was this very nice, very nice, very nice thing. This is just POC for now. Now this is not gonna work like this. It's like 100%. But let me just, yeah, this is not gonna work like that, unfortunately. Stack Overflow. Yeah, we didn't do this properly. It's not, we didn't do it right, unfortunately, because we kind of, I rushed a little bit. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, it's not good. Definitely. You know what? Because this is a very specific component, which I doubt that anyone other than programmer network is going to use as such. I'll unfortunately, Lyso, man, good to see you again, dude. It's been so long. How are you doing? So what I'm actually going to do here is, unfortunately, I'm going to change my mind to pretty much what we had. So we're going to say URL. It's almost going to revert, right? So we're going to have a URL. We're going to have a label. What was the label? The label was username, right? Yeah. And the hint was whatever it was. We'll see now. And we're going to essentially, yeah, we can keep the hint. Yeah, so let's keep this component encapsulated, and let's just understand that it's a component that's very less likely going to be used anywhere other than that feature and programmer network as well. So with that said, we can get rid of this thing and then update the storybook. It's fine, it's okay. It's sometimes you just gotta see it. And So we're gonna just take a look at the value of the platform. So we're gonna depend on this guy, and we're gonna say, hey, if we could have some function helpers here. So for example, we could say const get value hint, for example, right? Exactly. And then yeah, no, definitely not. No. Then here we can just do that, and then for now we'll just return this before we do any crazy stuff. And then we're gonna say const get value label. Same stuff, right? For now we're just gonna return, and we're gonna do the same here, right? Exactly. Okay, cool. So let's just let's go back here, and let's just make sure it still renders properly. It does. So that's still fine, right? That's okay. So that's good. And here we'll just say, you know, if platform is website, return include the protocol HTTP or HTTPS. Great, right? Same here. Right? So that's pretty good, right? So if we go back here now and we choose website, give me 2 seconds, Lyso, I'm with you, my friend. Yeah, there we go. The URL of your website, blah, blah, blah. Username. Okay, cool. So that's good, right? So that's what we wanted initially. It's okay. It's okay. We couldn't see. I've been doing 15 other things and answering 7 million questions. So it's fine. Okay. So let's just update that. Let's push this to master. Let's create a new tag, blah, blah, blah. Just review our own code. These helpers are fine. And we could, in theory, just move this away. So let's just move this to some utils, right? So let's just say here, oops, shit, what did I do? Oh, never mind. Let's just say here, utils ts. And yeah, you know, let's just do it like this. Let's just export this, right? Let's just be explicit with the return type. So let's just say string, even though it's we don't have to be, right? But you have my LinkedIn in Twitch, but I've been working since 2008 professionally. Okay, so that's good. Cannot find, yeah. Okay, so let's import this now from the utils, right? Just so we don't pollute this JSX, which is polluted anyway way too much. And we could do the same just while I'm here, just with the schema, right? Another JSON validator schema. So I can basically just say here constant or whatever, and I can say const schema is this, right? And actually we should probably export that like this, right? So just while we're here, then we can just say schema. Hopefully we have it. No, we imported a wrong one. We need to import this one, right? So that is acceptable now. And if we go to Storybook here again, it should still work as it should, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Now, of course, if we take a look at the AJV schema here whatsoever, if we really wanted to be perfect with this, right, then we would have a conditional schema in here, right? And this is kind of where one of the downsides where the complexity can arise when you're working with any JSON specification, right, is that once you start implementing stateful logic, if I may, in your schemas, they become a little bit hard to read. But technically what we should ask here now in the context of platform, we should have something like this, right? We don't have to, but we can say if. Exactly, right? Actually, this guy this guy literally reads my mind, right? And then it's probably going to do the else. Come on, do the else. Actually, do the else in here. Right, so this would be the correct JSON schema for this form, right? In a way. So, hey, if the platform is website, but this is not the only thing, right? This is not even the important part. The important part here is that the format or the type of this would be actually string, yeah, true. But the format would be a JSON defined specification format. I think that AJV URL format, I'm sure that deprecated, yeah. So this one, URL record. So if you take a look at the schema somewhere, you can see the main, so you can see basically what the validator validates properly. So IPv4, IPv6 addresses, opaque hosts, empty hosts, right? So that is good. Anyway, let's not, we're turning this now into a huge project, so let's not do that. He just wants to save his website, so let's leave it as it is. But the reason why I'm talking about this again is that right now this input, when you choose website, it's not going to actually validate the proper host. So you can type a string and click add, and that's still going to be correct. So that is the problem. So it's the validation type of problem, right? But that's just how it is. That's actually, I don't actually care about the commit message at all right now. So this thing is going to be useless anyway. And that's fine with me. Cool. And then let's push a new tag. And then we should hopefully be done with this. This was supposed to be a 2-minute thing, not a 20-minute thing. I'm not working on this. I work this only seldomly, man. This whole platform has been built on inside of this stream. So I don't know for how long I've been streaming, but I haven't been streaming now for 2 months. I started again this week, so it's hard to tell, right? It's, you know, I'm not a typical, you know, influencer streamer. Yes, Madi, exactly. This is my several years long project, and it's gonna take many more years with the time I have and family and kid and wife and full-time job, right? So I don't conceptualize it like that. I don't care how long is it going on, right? Because I do it whenever I can. Sometimes I do it every day. Sometimes I don't do it for 2 months because of life and other things. So that's just how it is. It's just how it is. But I do it whenever I can. So whenever I possibly can, I will do it. All right, let's just wait for this thing to build, and I'm gonna read the questions a little bit. How many people do we have on Twitch? Let me check on my phone. 60 people. Nice. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. No, I drink a lot of water, man. I'm drinking the whole time. Smadi, up to you, man. I think that the initial assumption that both of us have right now is correct. In theory, it would be better if we break it out into props, right? In practice, the chances for this thing to be reused somewhere are going to be minimal, right? So it's a trade-off, right? Whatsoever, because Yale is the library, open source library that I wrote, right, it could be better if it's improved, right? Because yeah, maybe one day someone might use it, right? Okay, cool. What's the transparent theme plugin? I believe it's called background. I think I have some sort of a command here in Twitch. I think it's called commands. Yeah, exactly. So there it is. I can actually show it to you. So actually, I can show you my extensions if you wish. I don't have many, but I have the ones that you really need. So Docker and Docker Explorer I don't use much, even though they're very nice extensions, right? Because you can see all of your running Docker composes. So you can see I have 2 Docker Compose configurations, one for my Grafana, Prometheus, and a lot of other low-key per trainer. Like I have maybe 20 Docker containers here just for the tooling. So this one is useful because you can get into the container, into the file, right? But if we go back to the extensions again, let's maybe just go very quickly to the useful ones. So the database client is one of the best ones. I bought this long ago for VS Code. They also have a free version. In simple words, you get, instead of using pgadmin, dbeaver, whatever, you have all of your tables here. You can execute queries. It's amazing. Also for Redis, as you can see, we have our Redis client. So you can connect Neo4j, Redis, MySQL, Postgres, Cassandra, MongoDB, whatever, right? A bunch of these different databases. ESLint, of course. Git Blame, of course. GitHub Copilot, GitHub Chat, GitHub Lens. Let me actually move this here so you can see better. Turbo Console is a very important one. It's the one that makes me with a shortcut just to generate a console log, and of course Error Lens. So Error Lens is this thing that gives me these little error messages in line with my code, right? So that's also very useful. But apart from that, there's nothing more. And then of course there was the background. Yeah, you asked me about the background. So there's this one, right? And that's really it. You don't really need much more extensibility, right? Publish to npm. What the fuck happened? Oh shit, are you kidding me, man? Did we not push? Oh man, come on, man. Jesus Christ, am I that dumb? I thought that we did commit the... Did we not bump the version? Yeah, we did bump the bloody version, man. What are you talking about? Let's go to my npm. That makes absolutely no sense. What? I did do that. Which library are we working with now? Yale, right? What? So that, what? Are you kidding me, bro? Chugging coffee. Good evening, my friend. Okay, so that's a little bit weird, man. I mean, I swear that I. Wow. Okay, that's weird. Have you heard of nodejs? No, I have not. I'm gonna take a look at that in a second. Just give me 1 second. I need to, like, this is already taking too much time. Too much time. Yeah, I mean, I did definitely bump it. So even tag was created here. So why is npm failing? That makes absolutely zero sense. Why is it telling us that it's already deployed when it isn't really? Yeah, it's definitely, yeah. No, I'm not. Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, we have this is the tag, right? So the tag is correct. Everything's correct, right? All right. I mean, I'm just going to bump it again to a different version, but it's really weird. It makes absolutely no sense. Where's my source control? So weird, dude. So weird. Wow. Okay. Let's just try to bump it to a different version, right? So let's push this one to master. Very, very strange. I genuinely believe this is a bug with npm, and not with but doesn't matter. It's just wasting time on this stupid stuff. It's a little bit annoying, but okay. While I'm waiting for this now to get redeployed, let's just delete this failed workflow because it makes no sense. Okay, so biome whatever copy. Can I copy that link? Copy current address. Yes, I can. Okay, cool. Oh no, that's not. Man, what the fuck is wrong with this chat, man? In Twitch, it's so annoying, man. Okay, let's see. Ah shit, I didn't want to do that. One toolchain for your web project. Biome is a fast formatter of JavaScript, TypeScript, JSON. Backup. I would certainly want you to be in the gym than watch me write code. So I don't care about what they wrote. This is when I read the marketing websites, they're almost like you read CVs. Every company or individual has a self-perception. This is who I think I am. And then there's reality, right? So these guys can write whatever they want. I don't care. I just want to see what it is about. Every marketing site praises its, so this is not a value. I can already do this. I can already do this in one command. I can create a script in my package JSON and run it in one command. So this is okay. So what is the value exactly? Fast. Existing tooling is already fast. So existing tooling is also simple. Vita is basically scalable. I don't know what is the value of this. I don't know what this exactly does. All of this is what all of the existing tools for 10 years do now. So I don't exactly know what is the value of this. Yeah. So they have a nice website. That's cool. And it looks nice and the colors are nice. Apart from that, I don't see what is the difference from the existing tooling. All right, Chaterio. Wow. Wow, okay. I like this actually. Batteries included. Why everybody writes this crap, man, on their websites? Like didn't we just read batteries included in this previous crap that we had? Didn't these guys also have batteries included? Yeah, these guys have batteries included. Wow, okay. That's cool, man. Should we put this in Programmer Network as well? Batteries. Maybe we're gonna get some people to actually sign up then. What the fuck is that, dude? Like, what is going on, dude? Yeah, I mean, something is really annoying with oh shit, man, crap. I know, because I updated some other library that I wrote, and I don't think that we have bumped it here. Yeah, okay. No, this is fine. And I wrote so many of these libraries that it's hard to keep track now. So there's use AJV form that I updated 3 days ago, right? So this one we have. Yeah, no. This is on me actually. No, it's on me because yeah, I'm an idiot. I mean, yeah, that's yeah. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. It's okay. Yeah. But how did we deploy it the first time? It kind of yeah, something's no. Something here is a little bit off. I must admit. Like something got messed up a bit. Is it because crap, man? Maybe because no. This should still work. I mean, we're not giving it a type here, but it should infer a type on its own here, right? Because this library that I wrote, it's taking schema object or schema object generic of type T, right? Okay, doesn't matter. Let's try again. Smadi, I'm gonna kill you, man. Oh, give me 2 seconds to fix it. 40 minutes later. Bastard. It's fine. It's okay. No, it's not supposed to be spread. No. So the way that I wrote this library, the first argument takes your state, initial state. Second argument is the schema, and the third argument are extra options for AJV instance. So if you do this, right, you can see that actually if I go to the if we take a look at the library itself, you'll see here that the third argument is the options, and here in the options you can pass custom keywords, errors from your API, user-defined messages. This overrides the original AJV messages, the debounce time, and should debounce and validate, basically. So, press some keys, wait for the debounce time, and then validate, right? So usually when you yeah. Chaterio. I think I'm gonna try to install this when I finish the stream, and maybe next time I stream. I hope tomorrow I might use this. This is pretty actually. I mean, but didn't I build a library like that? I don't know why I'm not using that. We spent a few streams. We built. How did I call that chat? Does anybody remember? Chat Fusion. Yeah, here it is. So I built this thing, man, and I'm not using it. This tool is pretty much like this thing. It can aggregate n number of systems into single one, right? And I was using, this was a pretty clever project. I was using this mutation observer So this mutation observer basically is a browser API where you can add an event emitter, where you can add an event listener and listen for any DOM element that's changing. So basically what I did with this mutation observer, I would attach the observer to, I created if I recall, I think I created a Chrome plugin that injects a script inside of the Twitch, Kick, and YouTube chat, waits for this mutation observer, waits for the parent element or the children to change. Basically, as soon as the new message comes, we scrape the data from the HTML, we convert it to JSON, we emit the event to the Chrome plugin, which then communicates with our frontend. Yeah, so it was this thing. It's a pretty nice library. I just haven't used it since we built it. I don't even remember what I did. Yeah, so I even forgot. So here's the Chrome extension. Yeah, 9 months ago. Jesus Christ, man. Time flies. But yeah, this was a fun thing to do in the stream. This was a fun thing. If this fails, I'm done with this. I'll then fix it tomorrow. I have no strength to wait for a fucking CI for 20 minutes. Man, thank you very much for sharing that. I'm most definitely gonna install it. Most definitely gonna install it. I just don't want to do it now. That's all. Yeah, let's wait for this guy to either fail or succeed. Please succeed, man. Don't be an asshole. Finally, man. How hard is that, dude? How hard can it be, man? Yeah, okay, good. Let's go to the frontend project now. Let's undo everything we've done here. Let's go here. Let's go to, which library did I update? This one, right? Yeah. I can, but I don't want, because we need to log dependencies, right? Maybe there's going to be times when my project doesn't require the latest version. Maybe I need to make other adjustments so that I can use the latest version, right? So you should always lock your dependencies, because you can just wake up one day and shit doesn't work because you're like, okay. All right. I think it should be fine now. Even though, yeah, there was another thing that we could have fixed, but all right. Not perfect. There was one thing but it doesn't matter. All right, let me just push this for you, man, so you can do it now. And what is this crap complaining about? Really? All right, yeah, whatever. Okay. All right, let's deploy this to production, and hopefully then you'll be able to do it. All right. Of course, man. Of course. I don't know why I removed that at one point, but I know it was there because my link was there. Super weird. Let's go to production. Profile. Was it actually deployed? Oh crap, man. We didn't push the constants. Wait. No, I didn't push one thing like 100%. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay. It's fine. It's okay. Suggestion: can we filter the articles page? So Leo. So the main reason why we don't have that, Leo, is because there's no articles. Like literally, these are all the articles in the whole platform, right? And they're already sorted from on the top are the newest, on the bottom are the oldest, right? So at one point we definitely have to do that, but right now there's no point because there's no content that requires that, right? I mean, these are literally all the articles that exist in the whole platform, right? Not to mention that, so we need to do a lot of these UI things because, you know, you can also go to the tags page, right? We have this /tags, right? So if you go to /tags, you can go to, let's say, yeah, actually I need to, you can go to like /tag/react. And here you can see most active people in that category. You know, you can subscribe to that tag, etc., etc. So but there's a lot of these things that also exist in the platform which are not even revealed, so people don't even know that they exist, right? You can see here, like, these are the top authors in this category, right? Rebecca, my friend, good evening. Yeah, it's definitely your fault. Definitely your fault. Okay, I think Smadi, you should be good now. Let's go to settings, profile. Yeah, there it is. So I think, yeah. So there you go. All right, guys, let's chat a little bit more. I'm happy to answer any questions, if any. And I need to go and chill out a bit. It's been a long day at work. Then I went out with my kid and wife. Then I walked for 9 kilometers. So trust me when I tell you, it's been a filled day with everything. And now we streamed for how long? Almost 3 hours. So I have a feeling that I can get some rest from all the activity today. But before I do so, I'm very happy to give my 5 cents towards whatever any of you need. Just say it. No, of course I do, man. I sleep minimum 7 hours a day, so I care very much about my health, so I would never compromise that for anything. Because when you get sick, the only thing you want in life is to get better. So better, don't get sick. Otherwise, you're fucked, and that's just how it is. Raphael, if you want to show me tomorrow what you did with the project, let's jump on a call whenever you have the time. Check out my website. Absolutely, I'll check your website. Why wouldn't I check your website, man? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get to the questions. I'm just looking at this. So let me share. So Smadi, let me share my opinion. But I'm not going to share opinion on your design or anything like that. So okay. So the biggest irony with websites like this, right, is that nobody will ever see this, right? So the main reason why I made Programmer Network, let me elaborate. You don't have to agree. So the main reason why I made Programmer Network in these profiles, where you can pretty much put everything that you talk about here, you can put it here, right, is that let's in theory say that you apply to some job. Sorry, the screen. Okay, sorry. So let's in theory say that I didn't know that I'm not sharing the screen. Thank you, guys. So the biggest irony with these efforts that a lot of you guys put in, like, is that nobody's going to look at this. Like, no recruiting agent is going to come and wait here and see your certification scrolling. None of them are ever going to come and see this cool carousel or whatever it is, right? So you need. So the problem is that what really matters is this, and a super short aggregated list of things that you worked on, right? So like, this is my super old blog, like I haven't updated this since like 4 years ago, whatever. But this used to be my CV here. I haven't updated this in a long time. But I try to summarize it a lot, right? You will not have anybody look at this. That's the problem. Nobody has the time, right? Because when people are applying for jobs or whatever, these have to be almost 1-pagers, 2-pagers, right? And this is exactly why I made Programmer Network as such these profiles, right? Because here you can see somebody comes, okay, they're writing blogs, they have some experience, these are their repositories, these are whatever is here, right? Everything is kind of aggregated into a very small place, right? This is the guy who created Vue.js. This is his website. I'm an independent software developer based in Singapore. I'm creator of Vue.js, blah, blah, blah. Check my GitHub. You can follow me here if you happen to speak Chinese, blah, blah, blah. Outside of programming and helping my wife take care of our kids, I enjoy video games, blah, blah, blah. This is sufficient. If I go to my own stuff, which was very nerdy, right? You can see I made this logo. Actually, one of my colleagues 7-8 years ago, they made this logo for me. Because I'm a musician and a programmer, they use the brackets and then the neck of the guitar, right? So, but I also tried to basically aggregate information as much as possible, right? And this as well. Yeah, sure. The thing is, even if he didn't create it, right, it would be very difficult for somebody like this is not a format that a recruiting agency would ask you anywhere. So either have a LinkedIn profile, right? Fill it in here, because that's going to give you something. It's just, and this isn't even advice for you. I've seen so many people here in the stream, since I was streaming, coming, pasting their CV links, like their websites here, like, what do you think about my website? And then I open it and I see I like it, right? Some developer might like it, but it's not the developer that's going to be reading this. The only really useful thing that you can have this for would be hiring, right? And again, the second most important point is that, and why things like Programmer Network and all other publishing platforms exist, nobody is ever going to find this thing. So the only person that's ever going to see this is that you take this and copy paste it somewhere, right? So that is the beauty of networks. Your content is exposed for you. It's easily findable. This stuff nobody will ever find, right? Nobody's ever going to go to Google and search for Mohammed Al-Smadi, right? That is the problem. I do not use Next.js. I just use React, plain React. I don't even know what Expo is. You get what I mean? So that's why. Let me show you one thing. I just need to find it. Oh, I remember actually. I think I've played with that before. Yeah, it's the tool. It's the simulator. I remember now. No, I don't use. I just use plain React. Let me just find one thing. So 10 years ago, when I came about the idea of Programmer Network, right? This slide is 10 years old. I mean, we didn't do it back then. This was on a hackathon on one boat, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to give you a presentation now. But when we were presenting this in front of investors, we went through a bunch of different blogs. Our point was, hey, look at all of these blogs. All of these great people have amazing things to say, but nobody on the planet can find this shit, right? Because nobody goes to Google and searches for this crap, right? So if your SEO is not perfectly done and stuff, you're going to be writing things to yourself, right? Nobody finds this crap, right? And you see, we used all of these slides to basically showcase that, right? Like, hey, look at all of these people. You know, nobody knows that they exist, and they're writing all of this phenomenal stuff, right? So that's just my take. All right, fellas. Oh yes, Rebecca, absolutely. Everything in Programmer Network is indexed for a long time. We have a sitemap, and I've done a lot of SEO work. Absolutely. Let me actually try to. I don't know what. Okay, I can show it to you. I mean, we barely have any content, right? We barely have any content, but as you can see, actually, keywords are indexed, all of them. If we go to pages, we have 350 pages indexed. I don't even know what are all of these pages. I don't even know that we have 350 pages, right? So yeah, so we do definitely. It's just, if there was content, these numbers would be way better. It's just we have 20 articles on the whole platform, right? So that's not sufficient, and they're very random, right? So what is this? Maybe 20, 30 articles tops, right? AI, ML, or MERN? That's a very general question, man. I can't respond with that with anything meaningful. I'm sorry. If you're a beginner in programming, you should start with the basics. You're very far from either of these subjects that you mentioned. So if you're a beginner, start with the fundamentals of programming, and you have a long way to go to MERNs and stuff like that. Let me see. No, I haven't read that. I'm actually going to read it. I'm going to leave it here. Nice. Nice. I'm going to read it. I'm going to actually, I might even do it after the stream. Okay, fellas, it's 1 a.m. I got to run, and I'm sure that many of you got to run as well. I don't know. I bet most people have left already. How many are watching now? 50 or something. Yeah. Cool. It's 1 a.m. exactly. Not beginner in any of these. Then, I mean, then you know, right? There are so many. It's a very general question. It's impossible to answer that way. Depends where you live. Depends what your experience is. Depends on so many things, right? If you become good at any of them, you're gonna find a job easily, right? It depends on your interest. Depends on where you want to go. Depends what you want to do. So that's why asking such question is not sufficient. You need to elaborate. You need to be way more precise than asking. That's like saying banana or apple, right? But anyway, Raphael, Smadi, all of you guys, thank you very much. It was a nice stream. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. And what can I say, guys? I wish you all the best, all of you on YouTube and Twitch, and I will see you guys most likely tomorrow. It's going to be a rainy day in Denmark, so I'm sure that I'm going to find some time to stream and have more fun. I gotta go now. Lyso, good to have you back, man. Rebecca, Franbury, be well, guys. I appreciate you very much. Peace out, everyone.